In accordance with the relevant Chinese laws and regulations and World Trade Organization rules, Chinese domestic industries have the right to file an application to open an investigation to maintain normal market competition and order and safeguard their own legitimate rights. For the investigation application filed by our domestic industries, the investigating authorities will conduct a review in accordance with the law, initiate the case filing procedure, and announce its conclusion in accordance with the law.
The geopolitical arena has been set ablaze as China strikes back with unprecedented vigor, launching a series of aggressive trade investigations aimed squarely at the European Union. This move comes hot on the heels of the EU's audacious imposition of draconian tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, a decision seen by many as a desperate attempt by Europe to shield its faltering industries from the unstoppable rise of Chinese technological prowess. The stage is now set for a titanic clash of economic titans, with billions of dollars at stake and the fragile balance of global trade hanging in the balance. Critics are quick to lambaste the EU's heavy-handed approach, accusing it of hypocrisy and protectionism masked under the guise of fair trade practices. Meanwhile, Beijing's retaliatory measures are hailed by some as a bold assertion of sovereignty and economic might, while others warn of the impending doom such a trade war could unleash on the global economy. This saga of economic brinkmanship, political posturing, and high-stakes maneuvering is just beginning. Stay with us till the end as we unravel the complexities and explosive ramifications of this
The move by the European side has violated the rules of the World Trade Organization and is blatant protectionism. China reserves the right to file a lawsuit with the WTO and will take all measures necessary to firmly defend the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese enterprises.
Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. In recent developments, Chinese firms have requested the government to initiate an anti-dumping investigation into pork imports from the European Union, as well as an anti-subsidy investigation into EU dairy products. According to state media reports, this move is perceived as a direct response to the newly imposed EU tariffs, which have reached up to 38.1% on imported Chinese electric vehicles. Effective from July, the retaliatory measures by China may lead to heightened trade tensions between the two major economic powers. The formal application by Chinese firms for an anti-dumping probe into pork imports from the EU was reported by the state-backed media outlet Global Times on June 13. The specific pork products that might be targeted remain unclear, but analysts suggest that a significant portion of China's pork imports from the EU, valued at over $3 billion last year, consists of offal, further escalating the situation. Chinese firms are planning to urge the authorities to commence an anti-subsidy investigation into certain dairy products imported from the EU. As reported by Global Times on June 8, the exact dairy products under scrutiny have not been specified yet. However, data from the European Commission's Directorate General for Agriculture and Rural Development, citing Eurostat, indicates that whey powder, cream, and fresh milk were the leading dairy items in the EU. Used 1.7 billion euros, $1.8 billion worth of dairy exports to China last year. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Adding to the tension, an expert from a government-affiliated auto research body suggested in May that China should increase its import tariffs on large gasoline-powered cars to 25%. The current import tariff for cars stands at 15%. This proposed hike would primarily affect German car manufacturers that export SUVs and sedans to the Chinese market. Earlier in January, Beijing had already initiated an anti-dumping investigation on brandy imported from the EU, primarily targeting French exports. Almost all European brandy shipped to China is produced in France. The focus of this investigation is on brandy in containers of less than 200 liters, F44 British gallons. In May, China also launched an anti-dumping probe into palm copolymers, a type of engineering plastic imported from the EUI, United States, Japan, and Taiwan. These actions reflect a broader strategy of retaliation against international trade measures, perceived as unfair by Chinese authorities. The backdrop to these developments involves a series of escalating trade disputes between China and several global economic players. The imposition of tariffs and the subsequent retaliatory measures are emblematic of the broader geopolitical struggle for economic dominance. The ETA's decision to impose tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles is seen by Beijing as an attempt to curb the growing influence of Chinese technology and manufacturing prowess in the global market. Meanwhile, Chinese policymakers are strategizing ways to counteract these measures. The potential investigations into EU pork and dairy products are part of a larger effort to apply pressure on European industries that rely heavily on the Chinese market, with pork being a staple in the Chinese diet, and the country being one of the largest consumers of dairy products. Targeting these imports could have significant economic repercussions for EU exporters. The broader implications of these trade tensions are significant. As the US and other global powers watch closely, the actions taken by China and the EU could set precedents for future trade relations. The intertwining of economic policies with geopolitical strategies highlights the complexity of modern international relations. The outcome of these investigations and the subsequent measures taken by both parties will likely influence global trade dynamics for years to come. On the financial front, these trade disputes also have the potential to impact global markets. The uncertainty surrounding tariffs and trade policies can lead to fluctuations in stock prices, affecting investors worldwide. Companies directly involved in the affected industries may experience stock volatility, influencing broader market trends. For instance, major E-based automobile manufacturers and dairy producers could see their stock prices affected by these developments. Political leaders are also keenly aware of the domestic implications of these trade disputes in the EU. Policymakers must balance the need to protect domestic industries with the potential backlash from affected exporters. Similarly, in China, the government must navigate the fine line between retaliating against perceived unfair trade practices and ensuring that domestic consumers do not bear the brunt of increased import costs. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The evolving situation calls for diplomatic finesse and strategic economic planning as both sides prepare for potential investigations and countermeasures. The global community watches with bated breath the intricate dance of tariffs, subsidies, and retaliatory measures underscores the interconnected nature of the global economy. In this high-stakes environment, key figures play crucial roles. In the EU, Trade Commissioner Valdis Dombrovskis is at the forefront of navigating these complex trade waters. His decisions and diplomatic engagements with Chinese counterparts will significantly influence the outcome of these disputes. On the Chinese side, Vice Premier Liu He, a key economic advisor to President Xi Jinping, is instrumental in shaping China's response to these trade challenges. Amidst this backdrop, businesses and consumers alike are bracing for the potential impacts. Companies reliant on the export and import of the targeted products are assessing their supply chains and exploring alternative markets. Consumers, on the other hand, might face price fluctuations depending on the outcomes of these trade measures. The broader geopolitical context also cannot be ignored. The U.S., as a major player in global trade, is closely monitoring these developments. Any shifts in trade dynamics between China and the EU could have ripple effects on U.S. trade policies and economic strategies. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that no major trade dispute happens in isolation. As the situation continues to evolve, stakeholders from various sectors are preparing for multiple scenarios. The potential for further escalation remains, with both sides ready to implement additional measures if necessary. The intricate web of international trade relations is once again highlighted, showcasing the delicate balance required to maintain economic stability amidst geopolitical tensions. The ongoing trade disputes between China and the EU reflect broader trends in global economic relations, with protectionism on the rise in countries seeking to safeguard their industries. The landscape of international trade is becoming increasingly complex. The actions taken by China and the EU in this instance will likely serve as case studies for future trade negotiations and policies. As the world watches these developments unfold, the importance of strategic economic planning and diplomatic engagement becomes ever more apparent. the balance between protecting domestic industries and maintaining healthy international trade relations is a challenging one to strike. The outcome of these current disputes will undoubtedly shape the future of global trade in significant ways. With tensions running high, the next steps taken by both China and the EU will be crucial. The investigations, potential tariffs, and subsequent negotiations will require careful consideration and strategic thinking. The global community remains attentive, understanding that the ramifications of these actions extend far beyond the immediate parties involved. The trade disputes between China and the EU are emblematic of broader trends in global economic relations. The interplay of tariffs, subsidies, and retaliatory measures highlights the complexity of modern international trade. As both sides navigate these challenges, the outcomes will likely influence global trade dynamics for years to come. The intricate dance of economic policies and geopolitical strategies continues, with the world watching closely. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video, and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.